Hello and welcome to my 2020 bullet journal flip through. We're now like a month into 2021, so this video is a little bit late, but we're just gonna ignore that and get started. I actually filled up 2 bullet journals over 2020, so we have a lot of fun pages and spreads to get through. And side note, this is my first year ever bullet journaling, so if anyone has any spread ideas, favorite pens or markers, etc., definitely comment them down below because I'm a little baby journaler. And make sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't want to wait till next year to see my 2021 bullet journal walkthrough, because I normally post my spreads every single month on my Instagram story. Okay, let's get started. So the first page is just a little "This belongs to Ali," aka me, very simple, and also has no personal information, so if it got lost, no one could return it to me, but that's okay. Anyway, this page is my Welcome to 2021 page. It's really simple, but I wanted to use it as a kind of color palette page that sets the tone for the rest of the journal. And then I did an index, but I honestly have never looked at my index. I think it's way easier just to flip through my journal to find a page I'm looking for. So definitely not a keeper for my 2021 journal. Like I said, this is my first ever bullet journal, so I'm gonna kind of go through and say what I would keep and what I would lose for my next bullet journal. My future log, definitely a keeper. It has birthdays, holidays, and really just any important big year dates, which honestly is really helpful because I am the absolute worst at remembering birthdays. And then I did a little birthday wheel where each month I write down either birthday gift or activity ideas for whoever's birthday it is that month, or what we ended up doing for their birthday. This is definitely a super cute one to look back on, or just great for planning. I thought this was a super fun spread idea that I most likely stole from Pinterest because I can't imagine myself coming up with this on my own. But on the left is all of my 2020 faves that I filled out on January 1st, 2020. Like the last movie I watched, my favorite artist, some goals for 2020, of which I hit none of. And then on the right, I filled out the same questions on January 1st, 2021. So kind of cool to compare everything for my likes and dislikes, except for the goals section, because again, I completed none of them. We're just gonna ignore that. And then my year in Polaroids, one for every month. This is maybe my favorite spread. I take a ton of Polaroids anyway, so it's cool to look back and see the main important fun activity that I did each month. Then we've got my year in videos for my YouTube channel, where I'd plan my videos every single month on this page. Next is my bills and income page. This was honestly probably my most used page. I've never tracked my finances before, so this was so incredibly helpful. On the left is a breakdown of my bills by category and month, and then I did the same on the right side, but for my income. My pin test page! Each little circle, I don't know if you can tell, the circle is written out of the name of the pen, and then it has a little color swatch in the center, so I would definitely reference this page a lot when picking out and planning my monthly spread color palette. Then we've got my recipes page. I basically just cook like the same 3 things over and over, so this page is really all I need in life. Okay, we are now finally at my first monthly spread, January. I think this is my favorite monthly spread. Fireworks just make for such a fun and colorful spread theme. Also, pop pop. If you get the reference, you're a real one. Then we've got my monthly calendar. On the left is my monthly goal, my favorite memory from the month, and something I was looking forward to that month. I structure most of my months pretty similarly, so I'm probably not going to talk through every single page each month. After we get through January, though, I'll explain how I set up this month in full. Then we've got a little brain dump. I did these kind of randomly throughout the year, just depending on how much stuff was swirling in my noggin, but I definitely want to try and do one every single month for 2021. I feel like these are cool to look back on, kind of like a mini diary. Okay, this page I think was such a good idea, but I never kept up with it. But basically on the left is my 4 video ideas for the month for my YouTube channel. And then on the right, I took sticky notes, and I would move the sticky note from planning to filming to editing to complete as I went through the process. And I just feel like that's such a great way to organize if you're a YouTuber or make any kind of content, or for your homework, or literally anything. But yeah, I did it for this month and then just never did it again, so... Alright, this page is my monthly finances. I structure it the same way every single month, so I'm just going to talk about it for this month. But basically on the left, I have a little chart of what I spend every single day, a whole breakdown. And then I do the same thing on the right for my income, what I'm making each month. And then the totals chart, I write down my budget for each category, like food, rent, shopping, etc. And then I write down what I actually spend, so I can kind of compare what I think I'm going to spend, aka my budget, to what actually goes down. And then on the right, all these circles, I color in red for the days I spend and gray for the days I get paid. And then the last thing I do every single month is a little week breakdown. I used to be a big planner girl, but what I love about bullet journals is you can customize the page to be however you want. So I love that I can do an hourly breakdown every single day because I'm obsessed with scheduling out my entire day. And then at the bottom, I can do a little to-do list of what I need to get done every day. And then on the left, I have my habit tracker at the very top. And then any important things that are happening that week, just a little summary of dates. Now it's February, the month of love. You know I had to do a heart theme with pink and red. Pretty simple look to this spread, but I still think it's really cute. And then my monthly calendar, I honestly think this could have turned out way better, but it's still very cute and it's the exact same structure as my January calendar with the 3 columns on the side for my goal, what I'm looking forward to, and my favorite memory. A different format for my YouTube video ideas. It's just a mumbo jumbo of thoughts and ideas in my brain that oddly I found to make a lot more sense and work better for me than the very structured one I had created for January. Even more video ideas because apparently that's all that I do with my life. My income and spending breakdown. And my weekly spread. I'll save you the pain of having to look at all of my weekly spreads. Let's fast forward to March. This was the first ever 2-page spread I did. I don't know if that's what you'd call it, but it covers both pages and is one giant spread. And I also really like that. I think it's really fun and feels really full of life, floral, colorful, adjectives. That's all I can say. Okay, let's go to the calendar. I love how the thing that I wrote I was looking forward to most this month was spring break. And then COVID hit this month and our spring break lasted not 1, not 2, but forever because school was canceled. So little did I know my looking forward to came true way more than I wanted it to. Now we've got my apocalypse that I completed none of because I wrote it at the beginning of the month before COVID happened. But this is a list I have always wanted to make. It's if the apocalypse were to strike, what would you want to do before then? Basically your bucket list. And they're all really fun and expensive things like playing fruit baseball, which I guess I could still do, building a tree house, having a whole photo shoot day, all kinds of good stuff. Now, my quarterly goals. This is another page that I really like the idea of, but I just never continued after this month. But basically, on the left side, you write your goals for the first quarter of the year, and then on the right side, you fill out whether you completed them at the end of that quarter. And this is definitely a spread I want to bring back for 2021. Maybe I'll put it at the beginning of my journal and not within a month. April showers bring May flowers. Okay, I know I seem like I'm excited for every spread, but I just literally haven't flipped through my bullet journal in a while, and I really like the spread. I think the colors are so fun, and this is a great example of something that's really simple and pretty easy to draw, but it just looks so good. Similarly, with my monthly calendar, it's the same format as always, but I added the little umbrellas for the days of the week. I love it. Okay, I feel like I'm just talking myself up at this point. Let's move on. Another little brain dump, a real storm of my feelings, if you get it, because there's clouds up there, it's raining. Okay. Oh, this page is kind of fun. Okay, the left is just YouTube video ideas, which been there, seen that. We done seen that page a bunch. But the right is my quarantine predictions, which is kind of fun to look back on. I thought that we'd be eating in a restaurant for the first time in August, which wasn't that far off. I thought the vaccine would come out in January 2021, which is actually true. First gathering, February 2021. Okay, that is not true. I feel like I'm not going to be in a large gathering for a year, but we'll see. That one still has not been fulfilled. So I'll revisit that when it happens. Okay, call me a perfectionist, but this spread is one of my lesser faves. I just think it looks a little bit messier, but it's really sentimental to me. So much was happening in my personal life in May. I graduated from college, I turned 22, I got my first full-time job. There was a lot going on, so I kind of did little doodles reflecting all that. So definitely not the cutest ever page, but very sentimental. Okay, this one's a fun one. We got a lemon theme going on. You can't not be happy looking at a whole yellow spread for a month. It's summertime, so you know we had to do something fruity, fun, and just uplifting because at this point, quarantine was in full swing and I think I just needed some yellow in my life. Okay, my first instinct is just to be like, oh my god, this calendar spread is so cute, but I know I've said that 500 times, but in all seriousness, I really like this spread. All the colors great. I think I used all highlighters for this page, which is honestly a great idea. You don't need any fancy pens. Highlighters will do the trick sometimes. Okay, I'm kind of embarrassed to show this spread. July was a rough month and it's definitely reflected in the quality of this monthly spread. I had just moved home, left my college friends, and was, basically living at home doing literally nothing, and I just stopped caring about my bullet journal because what did I even have to put in it? Nothing was going on in my life. We just got this sun and spreading sunshine from within. I was definitely trying to convince myself to just be happier. It didn't work. Okay, August. Apparently my post-grad depression lifted and I was able to create this sunny, beautiful popsicle masterpiece, if I do say so. I just think it's super fun. Again, I love color, I love neon, if you couldn't tell. Okay, now this is the last page in this journal. It was only a half page, so I just did a half page calendar, which I kind of like. I feel like I don't really need a full page spread for my calendars, so might do this in the future and find something else to put on the other side. Okay, now for journal number 2. I tried a new brand and I honestly didn't really love this one as much as the first. Anyway, here is our little intro page. It's basically just a replica of the first journal's 2020 welcome page, exactly the same. Okay, September. So the left side, I tried to copy one of those like cool one-line drawings from Pinterest, and it's not bad, but the girl's face like proportions definitely look off. She looked a little strange, but I still like the flowers. I like the color palette. It's whatever. And then I literally just skipped my monthly calendar for September. I didn't even do that on purpose. I had been living at home for a few months at this point, and when I tell you nothing was going on in my life, nothing was going on in my life. But hey, when nothing's happening in your life, you spend less money, so. Hello, October. October was a great month. It's Halloween, so you know we had to go full out with the pumpkins. I also moved back to Austin and moved in with my boyfriend, which was so exciting, and I switched jobs, so I was much happier. And yeah, all around a good month. I'm also just a big Halloween person, so definitely a plus. I really like this November spread. I did kind of some new techniques on here. I used some washi tape on the corners, as you can tell, and then there's also a bunch of stuff on the page that I drew on copy paper first, then cut out and glued on. You probably can't tell in this video, but in person, if you like run your hand along it, it has like a different feeling texture. You can tell stuff is raised up, and I don't know, I kind of like it. It has kind of a different look. It's really subtle though, and the main reason is that it allowed me to draw things I could never get right on the first try on a piece of paper, do multiple tries, pick the best one, and then glue those in. And now we're on our last month, December, aka the month of Christmas. As you can see, I did hella cutouts on this page. Literally everything on this page is something I drew and then cut out and glued on, except for the December and the little lights. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. And oops, it looks like I forgot to fill out my favorite memory from December. Let's go do that real quick. All right, done. We can move on now. Now my bullet journal is complete for real. And now, drum roll, the last page of my journal. Okay, so I tried to do like a Yelp theme page, like basically I'm reviewing the year 2020 as a Yelp user. It didn't quite turn out as good as I thought, but honestly that's just like kind of on brand for 2020, so I think it's very fitting. I gave it 2 stars. A lot of great stuff happened in my personal life this year, but the year as a whole was just the worst, so that's why she gets 2 stars. That's not terrible. And I left my little written review, and then on the left side I wrote down all the crazy stuff in the news that happened every month, which it was hard to pick the highlights and put them in here. It was actually really hard. There was so much stuff I completely forgot about. And that's the end of my 2020 bullet journal. That's so crazy. My first year bullet journaling and a crazy year to start with. I have actually not even started nor bought my 2021 bullet journal, very on brand. So if anyone has any recommendations of brands that they like for bullet journals, definitely let me know in the comments. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram so you can see little updates of my bullet journaling journey. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.